We decided to deliver this event as it's an ongoing commitment by the Football League to improving customer service across the Football League clubs. It's an area we've focused on now for a season and a half, and it's really to look and investigate at what clubs are doing with regards to disabled fans and how best practice and discussion can disseminate from that. The key themes for today were really to try and break down and discuss with clubs the business, legal and moral issues with regards to disabled supporters and customer service at clubs. And it's really to give clubs a bit of guidance on the legal requirements, the new Equality Act that came in at the start of October 2010, how this impacts on them, what they should be providing as far as the legislation is concerned to their supporters. As I say, it's an area where some clubs are further down the road than others, and it's an area where we know we need to perhaps plug a few gaps and guide where appropriate. A number of mystery fan exercises have shown that there is a lot of disparity between clubs, and we know that getting them in the room together is the best way of disseminating best practice.
Our style of working is very collaborative, so it involves lots of consultation, it involves research, and we work up our event plans and our project plans from those discussions, whoever they might be with. And on this particular event, obviously we worked with the clients from the Football League, but with partner organisations too. So we worked with Joyce Cook from National Association of Disabled Supporters, who gave us lots of insights into the different experiences that the members of her association sometimes experience when they go to match day.
This event today has been hugely important. It's basically taken a different look at the area of access and disability, and it's allowed people to go away, I think, with a can-do, thinking outside the box approach to the whole topic rather than can't do, heard it all before. So it's been a really breath of fresh air. Yeah, I think sometimes at football clubs, or a lot at football clubs, it's very easy for people to get caught up in the day-to-day routine and feel that it's not their battle to have, or it's difficult to challenge change. And I think an event like this motivates people of the importance for change and looking at solutions, new ideas, coming and meeting with other people, but actually, as has happened here today, just seeing it differently.
Open that envelope that is on your table and follow the instructions, because there is a deal attached to having this chocolate.
But there's all sorts of things that we can do to engage an audience and communicate the messages that we need to get through to them. The key thing about that is, though, it's interactive. What we're not going to do is sit a group of people down for a full day and just talk at them with lots of PowerPoint slides and that kind of thing. That's not our style at all. We don't believe that, by and large, that's an effective means of giving people a positive experience in this kind of environment. Obviously, we use theatre as an engagement mechanism, and that, again, really serves to get people engaged, get them interested in what we're saying, and actually engage people visually as well as through listening.
The highlight from today's seminar was the theatre bit coming through, yes, but it was how real that made the topics of discussion and how real it made it to your own job and your own club, even though there were so many different clubs in the room, all at different levels, all with different funding capabilities. The theatre was able to bring it back to being very real to all of us and something you could all relate to. And once you relate to something in your own scenario, you go away with lots more ideas and ways to implement things.
We set up the beginning of the day with some invisible theatre where a certain set of delegates who we'd picked randomly were treated differently to the majority of the delegates, as happens to many disabled fans. And they were disadvantaged in various ways, either from bad service that they had from people serving the coffee, or being given the wrong directions, or having to park on the other side of the stadium, and those kind of things. And when I asked the question about, have you ever received bad service, people were very kind of joyfully pointing out, yes, we've had some bad service today, and this is about good customer service, and you've treated us badly. And then when we revealed that it had been a setup, there was quite a wave of kind of shock and for some people a bit of confusion, and again a bit of anger for a while at actually, this is how disabled fans are sometimes treated, and some people found it hard to initially, they did in the end, but hard to initially understand the experience that disabled fans sometimes have at a football game.
The bits of where the actors were involved were really interesting. There was one part of it that the sort of actors came out when they were first introduced, and you didn't realise they were actually actors, and I think it made everyone pay attention, and I thought that was a really creative way to start the day.
I think conferences like this, where you've got actors acting out the parts and stuff like that, this is what we can relate to. This is what we see on TV and Coronation Street and stuff like that. When you see, I remember that happened, I remember that happening and stuff like that. So, yes, the acting part of it basically is brilliant.
But the real learning comes in the discussions that we set up around those pieces of theatre. And so getting people talking in groups, talking in pairs, so that they can really share learning and share their own experiences and actually formulate their own solutions to their own challenges as much as anything.
Obviously, we've tried to facilitate discussion where possible and looked at the different areas and themes we can draw out. But really, it's about the clubs, bouncing things off each other and getting involved and discussing where they're all at with what they're doing. And I think it's great to just listen to that and find out from them what they're doing and let clubs really bat the ideas back and forth.
Yeah, there was a moment where there was quite a bit of a sort of almost a conflict moment, which was superb. You couldn't have scripted that moment, but it came about because of the exercises and the role plays that had taken place, and actually it led to a very positive debate about what the issues really are and how we can begin to look at changing them.
We designed the event in the way we did, mainly to engage the delegates in an emotional sense as well as an intellectual way. A lot of the customer experience and disabled fan experience is it's a legal minefield, really, and there's lots of laws and regulations that clubs have to comply with, and we wanted to, yes, cover those a little bit, but also move away from them as well to look at the impact that not attending to disabled fans' needs can have on people personally, emotionally, and on their lives in general. So it was about getting people to think a bit differently, getting people to challenge their own perceptions of what the disabled fan experience can be within their clubs, and hopefully take some of those thoughts back to their clubs to put some wheels in motion to make some changes in any way they can.
There are certain financial constraints at football clubs, but I think there were a lot of the ideas today were just really simple things that could be put into place anywhere on any budget. I think that's probably where I'll start when I go back to the football club tomorrow.
From our point of view, I think our wheelchair access and things like that is great, but I think probably what we need to focus on a little bit more is the ambulant disabled, and we're very focused on the wheelchair disabled spaces and access and all of that. Are we doing enough for the ambulant disabled? And that's the questions I'll be asking when I go back.
As well as it being enjoyable, as it has been practical as well. It's certainly opened my eyes to a number of issues that obviously Rotherham United and I imagine another number of other clubs that are speaking as a fan as well that I wasn't aware of, and it's definitely given me a lot of food for thought to go back with.
We believe today's been extremely successful, actually. I mean, all the feedback we've had so far has been excellent. We've put a lot of hard work and time and effort into this, and we've consulted with a number of bodies, a number of different people to make it work, and we believe it really has.
It's certainly been different. It's not something that I'm aware that football has done before, and I think it sets it apart because people will remember it. They're going to go away with a seed sown in their head, and they'll have been challenged today, and that's the difference. They haven't come to another boring seminar where they're told several things that they can do to change. They've actually come away and they've thought outside the box, and their ideas, their concepts, their beliefs have been challenged.
Well, we know when we hire Chiefs that we're always going to get a very, very good quality of training, and that's been proved over a number of different seminars, so we have every confidence that we're always going to hit that high standard. And as I say, I think it really shows every time we have a seminar that is the case, and everyone goes away happy. So we're extremely delighted again with how it's gone, and we can't thank Chiefs enough, really.